Hello YouTube. Jason was up in Arkansas, gave me a cherry burl. I told you, Jason, what am I going to do with that? He said carve on it. I said, well, okay. Bandsaw won't cut it. So I would manage to cut it, this part. This, I'll hold it up. It was like this. So I used a handsaw to cut through this part. Folks, it's hard. I'm talking really hard. So, I'm gonna work on it a little at a time and see if there's enough there to make me a Cusco. I've always wanted to make a Cusco. I made one years ago, but I wanted to actually see if I've improved any. And I don't know if there's enough. I'm sure there's enough material in there somewhere, but you can see it's got little worms here and there and everything. But I mean, where it's solid, it's solid. It is. It's hard. I think I was ready to give it to him because he didn't want to mess with it. It's too hard for him. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate that, buddy. Well, what are friends for? But anyway, yeah, we're gonna work on this and see what I can do with it. I don't. So anyway, here we go. Wow. Maybe this is a good test for the little hatchet I did. I mean, this is some hard cherry with a razor's edge. That'll mess up a razor's edge quicker than anything hardwood will. Usually, if you want to chop on something hard, you want a little bit more robust edge. You don't want a real fine edge. You want one that's kind of a convex or something like that. But they don't carve as well as a V-edge does. So it's a kind of a fine line that us carvers walk. Well, I say us carvers. I'm not a carver, I'm a whittler. I'm just not sure where to attack this thing yet. Seeing if I can get enough wood here, maybe. See, the problem is, take that out, cut that out in the bowl. But I'm thinking I'm gonna have to square it up a little bit there. But there's plenty more if I mess this one up. Alright, well, I'm going to go around this thing and try to get it, get some good wood here and figure out what I'm going to do after that. Well, I think we're going to try a flat, so we're going to try the opening right here. See how much I can get. We're down to about the solid wood. I mean, the worms have had a lot of fun with this cherry. So anyway, really happy with that little hatchet. It did all of that in that hard wood, and still, I mean, there's no chips, no rolls. It's a little dull, but I mean, it still cuts well. I'll tell you what, if you first time you're seeing this little hatchet, basically what it is a Works hatchet, a German-made hatchet. The little hatchet, and I took the handle out of it and reshaped the head to make it more of a carving axe. I wanted a carving axe, but I wanted a heavy head, and shortened the handle up and put it back in there, and hung it myself. It's out of all the carving hatchets that I have, I'd rather use it than I had any of them. I thinned the blade down quite a bit, so it carves very well. If a tool don't fit you, make the tool where it will fit you. With all this sun and shadows, I hope you can see all this, but I got me a little circle there. It's about all the good wood I can get. I'm hoping I don't get too far into this, but let's see if I can't make a backstop with a little hatchet here. And that might hold. Take a little Swiss-made 8L16 and see if we can't just kind of start the little bowl a little bit. A round log is not going to be easy, I have to tell you. We can figure it out here. One of these days I am going to take the time and make me a Dodgers bench, basically a carving bench. One day soon. Get that to stand up there with that backstop. But basically all I'm doing, and I am by no means an expert in this, I'm a novice really, but what I'm doing is I'm just taking, like you see flint knappers do, the ridges, and just working down the ridges. Hope you can see that on the camera or not. The sun's not cooperating today. Let's see there, just working those ridges down. it's a slow process because the wood's so hard. I may soak it in some water after I'm done today, because I won't finish it today. I just want to get it started and work on it here and there in the evenings, kind of relax a little bit, chew on some wood. Well, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a knot right there, right in the middle of the bowl. I'm hoping I'll work all the way through it, but it's not all the way through. It wasn't there when we started, if you remember. It was just in the wood. That's the thing about carving, you never know what you're going to run into. All those things, you just got to handle whatever comes up. It's kind of like life. You never know what you're going to get. As Forrest Gump says, like a box of chocolates. You just got to deal with what comes your way. Try to make right choices and keep moving forward. It's getting pretty deep. It's probably about that deep right now. This may turn into a teacup. I don't think it's going to be big enough for a coffee cup, or for me anyway. Some people may like coffee in a cup that small. Like Dad, he don't like a big cup. He likes a small cup because he says the coffee gets cold too quick. So he just gets a little bit at a time. So different strokes for different folks. I think that knot's going to disappear in a little bit. Well, I got these probably about a year ago now. Let's see how they work. I've used the V-tool, but I haven't used the others. So I think this is a good. This V-tool works pretty good on stuff like you saw me do the feathers on the hatchet here. Looks more like a pine tree, but hey, it's a feather. Trust me, that's a feather. And it works really well. So let's try some of these others on this bowl here. This one here works great, except when you're trying to get straight, the angle of the chisel doesn't let you put too much force behind it. And two, the end of it's pretty small. It's for tapping with a baton, and it's digging into my palm. So let's try these and see how they work. Yeah, don't remove much material. They're more comfortable on the palm, that's for sure. Alright, let's try a little wider here. That one's a little wider. Let's try that one. Oh yeah, that works pretty good. I think I got them off of Amazon. That's where I buy most of my stuff now, is Amazon. I'm not sure that's the best place to buy stuff, but it certainly is convenient. Convenience gets us in trouble a lot of times, I think. But there's no place around here to get them, so you have to order them from somewhere. Well, you know, as all plans, they usually are subject to change. I think this is going to be better as a ladle than as a cup. It's just not very big for a cup, so I think a ladle would be better suited for it. I hate to waste all this cherry here, so we'll do a ladle. Well, let's try the new little design that in R&D. It will be called the Woodsman EDC. Woodsman EDC. So let's just see how it does on this hard cherry. Got that gentle slope, fine tip. You see on a lot of the bushcraft knives. And just have to carve it, and it's got that hook right there that I find so useful. And carving. All right, I have discovered it, folks. I have found the Holy Grail. You see the hole? You see that? You see my finger going right? That's the Holy Grail right there. There's just too many wormholes in it. There's another one right there. You're just not going to be able to get to it. There's another one there. There's another one through the handle right there. Another one on the back side right there. It's just too many. You can really see it on the back side. See that? This is a wormhole. Wormy cherry. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it, buddy. Had a lot of fun. No, it was a blast. Wish it would have turned out. I was hoping. I knew that there was a problem, or could be a problem, when I started carving on it. But I was hoping that I could get to some stable part of the wood enough to make a small cup, or it turned into maybe a ladle. But the ladle had to do a short handle on it. And then when I was carving the back of it, I hit that worm hole, and it just worked its way all the way through. So kindling, that's what I made, was kindling. But it was fun. It was good practice. So it wasn't a total waste. Carving in cherry, it is not easy, folks. It is not easy. It speaks volume for your tools, and there is ways, and I'm sure I'm gonna get the should-haves. You should have done this, you should have done that, and that's all well and good. If you soak the wood in water and get it wet for a while, sometimes it makes it a lot easier to carve. And I'll probably do that on the next one. If I can cut, I got to get me a saw where I can cut that big old burl. I was just barely able to cut this with a handsaw. All of this stuff is hard. But I'll get me a better saw and try to, and I'll try again. And I'll soak that in water, so it may be easier to carve. But again, it was good. It was fun to kind of while away and let the mind relax on a Sunday morning. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. There's just nothing like going out whittling on a stick. You guys should do it. Do it often. If you can, take a child with you. Teach a child how to use a knife. Maybe they'll gain a respect and a love for the outdoors, and who knows, maybe a uncle and niece, or uncle and nephew, or a dad and daughter, or a dad and son bonding time. So anyway, until the next one, you guys get in the backyard, whittle on a stick. Be sure and take plenty of band-aids and lots of knives. Really like this little Woodsman EDC. Been using it for about 2 weeks now, 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. It is it's a really handy little blade. Probably release it next month sometimes if it keeps producing and keeps the R&D keeps showing results like it has been. It'll probably release next month. It's just a phenomenal little EDC, Woodsman EDC. Hey, name says it all. We'll catch you guys again soon.